You should also remember that all the primary keys are going to be stored into your dimension tables, and your fact table is going to have all the foreign keys. And now, what is a primary key? What is a foreign key? Well, in simple terms, primary key is going to ensure that each record in this table is going to be very unique. And that record can have a multiple values in the fact table where your foreign keys is going to be there. And that's how we define a relationship from primary key to the foreign key. Now, one note over here. I'm going to give you a very basic example. For example, in banking system, you do a lots of transactions every day, and there are going to be different customers. So customer table is going to have your dimensions. So basically your customer table is your dimension where your names are defined. And each time you are doing a transaction, that stores into your fact table. So one customer can have many transactions. So dimension table, which is your customer table, can only have your very unique rows over there based on each customer. Let's say customer ID. But that customer ID becomes your foreign key in the fact table because you are doing the multiple transactions over there. So that's how primary and foreign key works. So this is basically a representation of fact and dimension tables. You can see in between or in the middle of this image is the fact table, and fact table has all the foreign keys for all the dimension tables around it. That's how we design our data modeling, and that's what we are going to do in Power BI as well. Now let's talk about the relationships. We have three types of relationships: one-to-one. In Power BI, whenever you get a one-to-one relationship, one very basic concept is that you are going to merge those two tables. Then we are going to have one-to-many, which is the ideal relationship in your Power BI data modeling. And then we have many-to-many. That means one class can have many students teaching by one teacher, and one teacher can also teach many classes. So that's how it works. But always avoid many-to-many relationship. Whenever you have one-to-one relationship, you have to just merge those two tables. When you have one-to-many relationship, that is going to be the ideal relationship for your data modeling in Microsoft Power BI. Here you can see an example of one-to-one relationship, but please do note that here you have this bidirectional relationship. Always try to have it single direction relationship rather than bidirectional. Bidirectional, you can also use it, but always try to minimize it for your performance improvement part. Here is another example of one-to-many relationship, and you can see that the relationships are one-sided, and that's how ideally your relationship should be. Then another concept comes into the picture: cardinality and connectivity. What is it? As a thumb rule, always try to make the cardinality minimum, which is going to be describe the relationship between two tables by expressing the minimum and maximum number of entity occurrences associated with one occurrence of related quantity. That means how many times the value has been repeated over there. And connectivity is simply a relationship between these two tables. So please try to minimize the cardinality. This is going to help you to improve the performance. And I'm emphasizing again and again the performance over here. And the reason is your Power BI reports should be efficient enough whenever end user is going to view them. If they are going to take a lot of time to load, that doesn't make any sense. And user is going to get annoyed and they won't use it anymore. This is another example of many-to-many relationship over here. You can see that the star marks always represents the many, and if there's a one, it's going to represent one.